We're live now. Congrats.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Well, that's going perfectly fine now.
Let's talk about Bat Dog.
Let's start with Billy. Billy,
Oh.
who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm Billy C. I've done a couple of videos for Twinstiq.com already, reviews and previews. Also some write-ups, news and things like that. And yeah, is that what you were looking for? Or are you looking for like a school thing, like I was born in blah blah blah?
I'll take what I get. Okay, Cody.
Hi, I'm Cody, the contributor for Twinstiq. I'm currently working on Secret Project XXA47. Hopefully you guys will get to see it soon. It's pretty fun. I'm also a student studying game design.
Okay, Trish.
Hello, I'm Twinstiq. I work full-time. I graduate this spring.
And you are mute.
Am I? Are you serious?
You were for like a second, yeah.
Okay,
Am
hello,
I back?
Trish.
Am I back? Hello?
Yeah, you're back.
Apparently I break shit. Don't mind me. I do things. I write for Twinstiq. I do news and rants. I play video games. I graduate this spring with a degree in information technology, so if your computer breaks, please don't contact me. And that's really it about me. I'm a sarcastic jerk sometimes. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, and I'm Dr. Strangefarm, aka Dr. Thomas Ortzig. And, well, anything else? Yeah, I gave Bloodborne minus 0.53 or something out of 287 possible points. So
It was probably deserved. I mean,
yeah, totally.
I'm sure to reflect that on all the review sites. Metacritic will just be negative.
Metacritic score for Bloodborne down from 93 to 3.
93 to 3. Instantly.
But yeah, let's talk about Bloodborne first.
Might as well
I
since
know,
we're right there.
The main topic is stealth, but I still hate this game. And yeah, if you haven't bought Bloodborne yet, don't do it. So let's continue with the main topic, stealth. Alright,
I guess I'll.
Yeah, Billy, start. What's your
Okay.
what's your opinion on this whole thing?
Yeah. So this particular podcast got started. I have a particular hate for most stealth. Occasionally, there's some games that I will like it in, games that are made for it. But I was playing Beyond Good and Evil, and I got to some of the stealth sections in the later part of the game, and they it's one of those things where if you're seen, you die pretty much instantly. And I had been enjoying the game up until that point, and that's about the time I started throwing the controller, and I was pretty sure I wasn't going to make it past that. I mean, my wife was like, "You're not going to make it like living. You're going to have a heart attack before it finishes."
Was it like Dark Souls controller rage? You were really getting that mad at Beyond Good and Evil?
I was, which is weird because everybody talks about it like it's, the holy grail of gaming, and for the most part, I mean, it's a good game, but. Oh god, those stealth sections are awful. The camera, you can't see anything. You can't see around the corner. So you come around a corner and there's like 5 guys and a laser beam that just instantly death. Oh my god. I'm getting mad about it, just thinking about it.
I need you to calm down. We just started.
I know, right? It's already there. All right, so yeah, what does everybody else, I mean, I guess that's the whole point of this podcast, well, for this section of it at least. Stealth is a pain in my ass, and I know some people love it, but I guess the discussion we should have is, when is stealth good? I would say usually when the game is designed for it to be a stealth game, but that's not always the case. I mean, you get some stealth games like Dishonored was designed around stealth, and yet there are significant amounts of people who dislike playing Dishonored with kind of a stealthy vibe. And then you got other games that like what you're seeing on the screen right now, that are not really about stealth. It's more about, I don't know, survival and open world exploration.
Okay, so I see you and your wife on screen, and you are talking about it's not about stealth, it's about survival.
Oh, wow. All I can see is Trisha's screen. All I can see is State of Decay. She's running
I'm
around in
seeing-
there.
Probably because you clicked on her picture.
Okay. Well, it's not like
Otherwise,
necessarily
it
a
should switch
horrible
between-
thing. I'm doing what we're talking about here.
No, it's not.
House.
But yeah, let's talk about Dishonored for a second.
Sure.
Dishonored is an interesting example because the game actually is way better if you don't stealth it.
It is a much better game. I played through the whole game without killing anyone except for the guards. Apparently, accidentally killed the guy that you brand. Like I branded him, and hopped away, and the guards thought they saw someone, so they immediately shot in that direction and killed the guy. It's the only kill I have in the game. I would have gotten the achievement for not killing anyone. That didn't happen.
That's the
I was
best
like,
kill
Whatever.
But Dishonored is it's really a strange example because most of the weapons and so on don't favor a stealth playthrough. So
Yeah, there's really only like two abilities that actually favor stealth. It's the one that lets you see through walls, which I elected not to take because I thought the game was easy enough as it was once I got the other ability that helps you out, which is Blink. And
Yep.
once you have that leveled all the way up, you just teleport onto roofs and teleport from rooftop to rooftop. And that's the stealth of the game,
yeah,
at least it was for me. It wasn't really much sneaking around or observing guard patterns. It was just kind of like, there's a dark place. Blink, 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 grab a key, blink. I don't know. I was not the biggest fan of Dishonored, so I might have a kind of a biased opinion.
there was a third ability, the one where you can take over bodies.
Yeah.
You could use that one for stealth to.
You can like possess
like rats.
rats and stuff
Yeah.
like that to
Mm.
distract guards, but I elected not to even upgrade that one because I was like, I don't need this to be easier. Because the only way the game ramps up in difficulty is if you run around shooting people, really.
Yeah.
And I don't like to do that because I prefer a stealth approach. I've loved stealth games my entire life. It's like I like the stealth in Beyond Good and Evil. That's the kind of crazy I am. I actually like shooting the dudes. I like shooting the dudes in the backpack and then watching them like scream around like, "God, I'm getting poisoned by my own gas," and then you just kick them off the ledge. It was super fun.
Okay. Ah!
But to go back to Billy's point real quick about stealth in games that's not really meant for it, I think a good example of one that does it really well is probably the Arkham games. You had that listed on the document that you gave to us. Well, obviously the game's like a beat 'em up adventure game. I think the stealth is done fairly well in there. Like it's a god stealth game. Like you have every ability possible, so it's not very hard, but it is fun to sneak around and like cause them to like get really panicky and sneak up on everybody.
Yeah, but I see it with other games with stealth elements on the list, but it is actually pretty much stealth-based, I would say. It's the main mechanic. I mean, sure, you can go in and punch everyone in the face, but the game itself, in the tutorial section and so on, very much, tells you use those gargoyles on the walls and try to be sneaky.
True.
Yeah, but
Though
what's the first thing the game tells you to do? It puts you in a locked room and tells you to beat dudes up, right?
Yeah, of course.
yeah, and I think
And that's how you get the most experience.
I think that the Batman games kind of took the same route as the Assassin's Creed games as far as stealth goes. So like the first one was very much, you need to stealth to survive and to get around for the most part. And then subsequent games in the series were like, well, yeah, you could stealth, or you could just drop down and kill, 35 guys with your amazing ninja skills.
Yeah, I think Assassin's Creed went off that ledge a little bit harder than the Batman games did.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
I kind of felt like Batman always had the balance of being Batman. Like, yeah, he could stealth around and was, the dark detective in the shadows, but he could also like hold his own in a fight, and you got a good balance of that. Whereas
As
Assassin's
long as
Creed
there
was
were
like,
no guns.
you're an assassin. If you get spotted, isn't that kind of not doing your job very well? It's my biggest problem with James Bond as a character. He's supposed to be the greatest spy in the world, but everyone knows his name. How are you a good spy if everyone knows who you are?
Well, it's his code name, so.
Yeah.
His real name is Frank Dean.
You know which one? When I was thinking of this list of games that had stealth elements but weren't actually stealth games. One of the ones that actually surprised me when I thought about it was Ocarina of Time, and because I mean I don't associate stealth with that game at all. And then I was thinking back in Hyrule Castle, and then there's another part shortly after that where you can't be seen. You're trying to sneak through and get to the princess. And I remember, I mean, I didn't die much in Ocarina of Time, except during those damn stealth sections. I mean, it was like, oh, I'm getting this 15-minute walk to the princess became a 6-hour ordeal where I'm like, all right, I'm going to save, I'm going to quit, I'm going to walk away, I'm going to look up a strategy, I'm going to go back.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really remember that much either, and it's weird because usually frustrating stealth sections like that are like what you remember most about games that have them, right? But
Well, I think
don't
Ocarina
remember
of
that
Time
at
was
all.
so big that, and that section was so small that in the grand scheme of it, you're probably not going to remember it too much, but...
That's true. But everyone remembers being frustrated in the water temple.
yeah. Well, how long did that take? Yeah.
So what are some, since you don't like stealth games, are there, or stealth in games, are there any like stealth games that have stealth as a core that you like?
Yes. Okay, yes. So the main one I'm going to talk about is Thief, the originals. Thief, The Dark Project, Metal Age. Oh my God, those games. I played them back when they came out, and I've played them every couple of years since. There's just something special about walking on the carpet and then hitting your moss arrow to walk on the grating and stealthing around and trying not to get seen by anybody. And then the latter half of those games kind of falls off, and you're ending up fighting zombies left and right, and it gets a little weird. But,
yeah, it gets kind of Tomb Raider-y, where it's like, okay, this is kind of like in one setting, and then it starts going, whoa, I didn't really think you'd start doing this kind of stuff, but all right.
Yeah. That's actually that's a whole podcast for another section. The games that go off the deep end, like you're like, oh, okay, this is an action shooter, and then it's like, wait, now it's a racing game? What the hell happened?
Yeah. I think it fits in pretty okay the same way I think it fits in Tomb Raider, because what I liked about Thief's story was that it always kind of felt like it was religion versus science, and it kind of tied them both in together as being important at the end.
Right. Yeah, there was no side that it took. You were the thief kind of on the outside of both.
Yeah, you were just like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to get rich. And it stuck true to that character the whole way through. He was like, I'm not really in helping people, I'm just in it for stealing things.
Mm-hmm.
And the world evolves around him, and how that changes affects what he does. Those games are great.
No, I would agree with that. I think one of the games that me and my wife have different opinions on stealth. Usually she's the one that likes stealth, and I don't. Skyrim, though, really kind of changed our opinions. Like, I like the stealth in Skyrim because I always used a bow. So if I'm stealthy in Skyrim, it's just to sneak around, see where everybody's at, and then start shooting people in the head. My wife, though, she wanted to play Dishonored in Skyrim, which, I mean, sounds fun. So she grabbed some daggers and started sneaking around through the shadows. And early on in Skyrim, you really can't do shit with daggers. So she's like coming up on groups of enemies and just getting wasted constantly. As soon as you're seen, you can't do anything unless you got range. Early on, anyway.
Well, that's similar to Shadows of Mordor, basically. When you're starting off, you have to learn how to sneak around all the Uruks and everything.
That's true. Until you level up.
Until you level up, still you start building your abilities.
Even Dying Light has that too. That's what I liked about it, and that's why I'm pretty excited for the hardcore mode coming out. Because I like early game, like having the stealth to survive thing be the whole game instead of me being like, oh, I don't have to sneak around anymore. I'm kind of a god.
Yeah.
Don't mess with me. I'm a god now.
Yeah. It's weird that stealth games kind of devolve into that sometimes. That they go from that, like, it's kind of like a lot of the survival games that are coming out now, like Minecraft. You go from, oh my god, I'm not going to make it through a single night, to, oh, I've got a giant castle, and even if I die, I've got like rooms full of loot, gear that I can put on, and it just becomes less intense over time, I think.
Yeah. My favorite stealth games are the ones that kind of do the opposite of that, but you start out as a god, and I'd say those are probably Metal Gear, Hitman, and Splinter Cell, and also Thief when you think about it. You start out with basically all the abilities you're going to get in the game, and you're like ridiculously good. In the first couple levels, it's just a breeze. You can kind of kill anyone or sneak past anyone perfectly fine, but the levels and the worlds around you start to become more and more complicated as the game progresses, and that's what becomes even harder. Whereas, like in Metal Gear and Splinter Cell, the later levels, like fighting against like the same version of yourself, becomes super hard. I like that in stealth games.
Fair enough. I think that there's a inherent problem with a lot of stealth games now. Well, back in the day too. You've got to make the mechanics forgiving enough, but not too forgiving. So, for instance, if I sneak into a room and take out a guy, that needs to be something I can do without the other people in the room seeing me. Whereas in reality, if you're standing 2 feet behind me and suddenly you get gagged and stabbed in the back of the throat, I'm probably going to notice whether I'm looking in your general direction or not, you know? But then you can't have that in a game. You can't have, I shot my pistol, so now everybody in the entire level knows where I am, or at least the rough direction of me. Like, I think it's this weird balancing act that a lot of developers can't seem to hit.
Yeah,
I have an idea. Sorry to interrupt.
No.
Not necessarily the game developed around stealth, but say in most MOBAs or some general games you are able to choose a character that can stealth. Say, just as an example, League of Legends has a character named Eve. Your basis is to be stealth. The minute you even get close to remotely to do someone to do a maneuver, you pop out of stealth. It gets the snake exclamation mark above your head. Is there a character that you can associate with that has to do like the stealth? Has like not necessarily the game is based around the stealth concept, but a character.
That's a hard question. I don't know. I think Stick is probably the closest thing to that because you're just a goblin and you're going up against humans, and it makes you feel like you're just a frail little goblin. Like even on the easiest difficulty, it's like you could try to fight them, but you probably just should make sure they never see you because they're like 3 times bigger than you and they can kind of overpower you a lot more. Although the game's definitely built around stealth. Although I could see like you playing as a human going through and fighting everyone sword fight style, but I don't know. Anyone else got a different thing that fits Trisha's description there?
I don't know. The only things I can think of are going to be, I mean, mostly multiplayer games where you've got, the Spy and Team Fortress 2.
You get the rogue in World of Warcraft.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not so much a character as it is an archetype, I guess.
Yeah, or a class.
Yeah, something you kind of. I mean, you could have a guy who looked like the assassin, but unless he stealths, he's not nearly as cool,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it kind of brings us back to the Skyrim idea, or even Dishonored. Like you could pretty much go either way there, but if you want to stealth, you can, and it affects them. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think that'd be an interesting game to make, where you just kind of build a world where anyone like has the same chance, and then you just kind of take the power away from someone and see what they have to do to even survive in a world.
I want to interrupt you because Tom is not talking and he has his luchador mask on. And I need to point this out. This guy has just been sitting there quietly listening, and then he slipped it on without anybody able to say yes. Why do you own this?
Why not?
My dog is upset about your luchador mask. I know. Huh.
Where the luchador mask is prominently featured.
Alright, guys, this is the guy who runs Twinstiq, by the way. This is our leader. If this
He's
tells you kind of
clearly
what's going on.
fearless.
Well, I don't have my camera on, but behind me there's 2 lions and a cougar. I don't know where they came from.
Yeah, well,
No,
we
back
can't
to the
believe you
curious
because we don't have visual proof. Also, you're not wearing a luchador mask.
I'm just gonna leave that up to him. I do have a fantastic Raiden hat, though. I mean, I can pull out any Mortal Kombat move, though. Look at this guy. You are so proud of yourself right now.
Wait.
Honestly, I don't know why we don't all own luchador masks. That should be the Twinstiq podcast rule.
Yeah, it was actually
Luchador mask.
it was
If
actually
you
a thought
wanna
I have. Instead of business cards, we could get a customized luchador mask.
Is that going to be our next theme? The mask cast?
All right, I'm putting in my 2 weeks
'Cause
right now.
I can go with a helm. I could go with Darth Vader. I've got a crocodile hat.
Yeah, Darth Vader is fine. Mask is mask.
Look at this guy. He's just so happy right now. We can't even take it away.
But what was Trisha's question actually? I was putting on my luchador mask, but
He was doing in stealth.
You want to repeat your question?
how Trisha is talking can be very interesting. Let's put on the luchador.
A character. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, the game premise, but a favorite character or a character that uses stealth as its main weapon. And we brought up like rogues in World of Warcraft. In MOBAs, there's always a character that's developed. I mean, remember in Warcraft 3 and Dota, you had 2 characters, and the name escapes me right now, that were just completely in stealth.
Riki and
Yes.
Night Stalker.
Yes, Night Stalker. And then in Heroes of New Earth, when that game came out, there was a scout character. Everybody hated him. I mean, the minute you hit level 2, you were invisible to everybody, and you just pop up, crit them, and everybody else died. So, it doesn't necessarily have to be a game per se, but what about a character?
Well, we have Deus Ex on our documentation, and Deus Ex is an interesting example for this because you could play it as Rambo, but you can also try to stealth it completely. Well, at least the old ones. First
Yeah,
one.
so that'd be a good example then of a game where it's not really about the stealth game, but more about the character. I can't even remember the character of the first Deus Ex though.
Jason Denton.
Yep, JD.
Yep.
JD, that's right. I actually like the new one okay, aside from the ending, because that was the worst, and the boss fights.
Yeah.
There's a few things.
Yeah, the boss fights especially.
I think
There was
everybody
also no
universally
achievement
hated
for
those
getting
boss
a
fights.
Yeah, those were completely. Also, if any of you guys play sticks, when you play the last level, don't use any of your throwing knives. Don't, trust me, because there's a boss battle at the end, and if you're like me and going with one throwing knife, you're kind of screwed. It's gonna be real hard.
Oh, it sounds like a challenge. Sign me up.
Well, do it on Goblin mode, the hardest difficulty, like me. And
All
let's see
right,
how
fine,
long
let's
it takes
go.
you.
But
Like the last 3 hours of me playing that game were literally like trying to like catch my own knives and beat that over and over again.
talking about sticks, let's go on a bit of a tangent. Doesn't sticks have the problem that they recycle every level from the halfway point on? I heard that
do.
you. Okay.
But the levels I feel are actually good enough to warrant that, because and the story warrants it as well, because the whole point is you're breaking into this giant palace, and so each level is a part of that palace. And once you get to the center, I'm not going to say what happens, but you have to then escape out of said palace through each level, so you have to go through them backwards again. And they're not anything to scoff at. They're massive levels. They're like probably the levels in Blood Money, if any of you guys played that game, ×2. And that game had some pretty big levels. Not only are they that big, but they're also some of the best levels I've ever seen in any game. I know I'm just praising the crap out of this game. It does have some issues, and we'll get to them. But there's so many branching paths. I remember the first time I played Metal Gear 2, I loved the crap out of it because I could go like 2 or 3 different directions on the level, and they were all valid. This game, I guarantee I didn't see most of what the levels had to offer after playing through it. So that may be true, but I feel like it's justified because like if you're breaking into a tower and you have to break out, it'd be kind of silly if they were just like, oh, you fly over to another tower and have to break out of that tower.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, if we take a look at games like Metroid, where you have lots of backtracking,
Yeah.
that's really. But
Yeah, I guess that's the problem. If it's done
gonna
well,
get rid of my
it
luchador
works.
mask again. Ah,
Go ahead, Billy.
No, I was just saying, if it's done well, then the backtracking doesn't really matter, and just Stick's level design, like the game is obviously not like a AAA big budget giant monster of a Call of Duty game, but the level design and the artwork in that game were surprisingly beautiful. So I mean, I really would
were,
not have
man.
minded seeing all of those levels again.
Yeah, no, there were a few levels where I was like, man, I'd like to just stick around and hang out in this spot. Like, textures were super. They clearly had an amazing modeling team. Which is weird because I think the character models aren't.
Okay. I have an
But-
update here. Game Rant recently did, well, it's not even recently, it's about a year ago, so it's not that old, did a top 10 stealth video games, kind of basically what we're talking about here, and the last one that they listed on the list was Arkham Asylum. Then they go Far Cry 3, Riddick Escape from Butcher Bay, Hitman Blood Money, Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, Mark of the Ninja, Metal Gear Solid, Deus Ex, and Dishonored. Well, then the last but not least is Thief, The Dark Project. So I feel like, honestly, I didn't even consider Riddick at one point or another.
Both the Riddick stealth games are really, really good.
Sadly, I've only played the first. I bought the combo pack with the first and the second, and I played through the first one. It was great. And then I was just like, all right, I'm a little burnt out, so I'll wait a little while before I play through the second. And I honestly have just never gone back. It's been like years.
Yeah, I haven't finished the second one, but it's just as good, basically.
I played the first one, but back on the original Xbox. And when they released the remaster edition for the 360, I played through the first one again and then also never got to the second one. So, yeah.
Seems to be the curse of that series.
I'm surprised to see both Blood Money and Mark of the Ninjas so far down that list. I actually put them probably up near Thief.
Well,
think
we
those are
can't
two.
all have our opinions unless you write about it.
Yeah, we can't have opinions unless we have a pen and paper. It's
Exactly.
impossible to have opinions.
But we can't have opinions if we do reviews, so
Exactly.
let me know.
I don't know.
I have a joke about that twin pack, how you bought the twin pack of the first and second one. At one of the local stores here, it's kind of like one of the used game shops, they try to do twin packs. And someone had Legend of Zelda with a Disney game. I'm trying to remember which one it was, but literally it was a $20 pack, and all he wanted was The Legend of Zelda, and they didn't have it singular. The guy kept telling him, no, you have to buy the twin pack. He's like, I am never... Oh, it was a Barbie game. It was Barbie fashion show for Wii. So he's like, I just want this game. Can I have this? I will pay you the $20. He goes, no, you're just going to get both of them anyway. He goes, I will never in my entire life ever play Barbie. Well, then he did a streamcast of him playing Barbie just to prove that he played it. Oh, it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Who bundles like that? Like, it's just the weirdest bundle I've ever heard of.
Well, they would have games like arcade, and then they would have, in that case, it was... Oh, what was the big one? Resident Evil. You would have like 20 game arcade classics, and then you'd see Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City mixed with it. Like completely two ends of the spectrum. And then what was the other one that we all laughed at? Castlevania Lord of Shadows. And it was like Sonic Racing. Like
Sonic Racing Transforms.
You and a game for your kid. That's a brilliant deal. What are you talking about? No,
I
that is
love
weird. That's
Sonic
like when
Unleashed. I can't
it's like
even
when
knock
Netflix
that.
recommends Schindler's List after I watch How to Train Your Dragon. Like,
It's just like,
smoking Netflix.
stop playing it.
You know, so kind of going back to the stealth thing, I'm looking at that Game Rant thing, and Far Cry 3 is their second game on there.
Yeah.
I could not disagree with that more. That is... That the stealth in that game pissed me off to no end. More than any
Far Cry
other
is a
game.
great game, but the stealth is really poor.
Well, what killed me for that game? They tout this open world thing where they're like, hey, you can go anywhere and you can do anything you want. It's this giant open world, and I go to do a mission, and they're like, okay, here's an encampment and a group of guys. Go in there and kill them. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to sneak up on top of this mountain, and I'm going to snipe them down from there. And they're like, oh, you walked more than 10 feet away from the encampment. Mission failed. And I was
Oh,
like, how is that open
remember
world? That's
that.
bullshit.
Yeah,
Like,
that's pretty bad.
I failed missions constantly from walking too far away when I was trying to, like, it's on a boat, so I'm trying to swim around the boat and get up on the other side. And they're like, oh, you went into the water? No, mission failed. Like, oh, what?
mind
Yeah,
blown.
Yeah,
Controller.
that probably comes down more to technical hindrance than an actual like a development decision, though. Since if you start going too far out in your open world and leave all these things, all these variables hanging out still further ready, it's gonna like really impact the core of the game's performance quite a bit. And so
That's
they're just
true.
like, well, if they're too far away, just shut all those off, and then we'll reset it when he comes back. But
Yeah.
I can see why it's frustrating. I'd like to get to a point where, yeah, like what you're saying, like maybe you even kill one guy there, and then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well they gotta call for backup, and so you could maybe even go like pick off their like backup truck as they're like having a new guy come over and transfer from some other base or something. That'd be cool, but I don't know how far off we are from that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I understand, like, if I go too far, if I go across the island, yeah. But if I can still see the people walking
Yeah.
around inside the encampment, like, you should not shut that off.
No, I had that problem a few times with Far Cry 2. I was just like, well then, fuck it. I'm just gonna sit in this boat with my sniper rifle and just pick them off from here because they clearly can't see me.
Yep. Yeah, that game pissed me off. No, to no end. I never actually beat it. I got about 4 hours into it, I think, and I was so done with that game. And everybody, I mean, it's Skyrim with guns, and I friggin' love Skyrim, and Skyrim's combat is awful, so with guns should be even better. But yeah, no, it didn't work for me.
But since Cody talked about the technical aspect, Metal Gear Ground Zeroes, anyone played it? Anyone
No,
who has played
I didn't
Ground
spend
Zeroes?
$60 on a 2-hour game. I'm sorry. I'm
It
just
was
gonna
never
wait for
60.
both.
And it's great. Shut up.
I'm sure it's great. I'm sure I'll love it because I love Metal Gear Solid. But here's what I'm gonna do.
It was
because I'm
10
a stick.
bucks.
I'm gonna wait.
Or so.
I'm going to wait until both that and the Phantom Pain game are in the same goddamn
I'm gonna give
package,
you a
and I'll
copy
spend
of it.
$60 on that. If you give me a copy of it, I'll play it. Like
Okay.
no problems. But
I kind of want to make a comment on that. And me and you were talking about this earlier, Tom. When is a limit, or when are you talking about a game or going to think about buying a game, and you just realize I'm just going to wait till it hits the $20 bin? Like Bloodborne, I've already told you I'm waiting until it hits the $20 bin. I don't see myself spending $60 on it, and you did.
Yeah, Giles.
And now you're screaming at it constantly.
Twinstiq's own JC is the issue with that one. And yeah, I got weak. But yeah, I think that's really dependent on the person. I mean, for me, the biggest issue is my backlog. I have a huge backlog, and if I don't think that I will play a game the next day at least, then I probably won't spend the money on it. Otherwise, I really don't care. I mean, if it's $5, sure, I get it for my backlog, but if it's something that I want to play, I'm more than happy to spend $60 on it.
yeah.
I mean, I agree with you, but I don't know. Coming from being a college student very recently, I mean, I'm still doing it online, but before I had a job, I was just doing the college thing. I could not afford $60 all the time, and I actually got in the habit of buying anytime a game came out on Steam that was like really cheap, went on sale or something. I'd pick it up because I don't have that much money, and I'll have a huge backlog to play. And now that I actually have a job, I have this ridiculous like backlog of games that. When am I going to get time to play that? I did one of those Steam things, and it's like 60,000 hours or something. I was like,
job.
Okay, let's open up my Steam.
Oh, Jesus. Guys, get the
810
popcorn. We're gonna be
games.
here for a while.
810 games.
810.
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
at like 186, and I barely play half of them that I have now. I've played them once, and then they just sit there.
Just over 200, and like half of them were given to me or are free games.
I'm at 484, but a lot of my games are GOG. You go to my GOG library, and it's like, I mean, games. I didn't even play these games growing up. What the hell am I doing? Like, why do I have all these games?
It doesn't matter. Doesn't
Matter. Like if it's on GOG, you could probably run it perfectly fine, and you can find out what all everyone's nostalgia is about, and make fun for liking a bad game, or like, oh wow, the game really holds up.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, for a while, that's all the videos I made. I think I went through. I was like, I'll just go. My original plan was like, oh, I'll go through and I'll make a review for every game on GOG. That would last for like 3 days. That's a ridiculous goal.
Yeah, because they'll never expect anything, right?
Yeah. They don't want to get any new games. That's crazy.
Nice one, Trisha.
I thought you'd like that. There's an entire just directory of people making ridiculous faces in this, and one of them actually has a head that's shaped like his hat, like before you even put the hat on.
Okay,
Oh
I'm
my God.
showing it right now.
What's up, girl? Come here.
Kind of
What?
looks a bit like those NBA 2K14 or was it 15
Oh,
player
good.
models.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
That is awful looking.
He just had recent surgery, alright? The swelling's gotta go down. Leave it alone.
That looks like something on Greenlight.
But
Anything
yeah,
else we gotta say about stealth? My dog has a few things to say.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do stealth, just for God's sakes, do it right. Take your time with it. Plan it out.
Do you have a guideline for doing it right? Because, that sounds like a great... Making a new game, do it right.
Stop doing it wrong. It's very simple. Just don't mess up.
put shadows in it.
Yeah, make sure it's a dark setting, but you gotta have some light here and there.
Yeah, you gotta have light. I mean,
You gotta have light
some
so you can see the
obstacles.
other people in the room who aren't involved.
Exactly. Oh, hey, and if you're looting something and you're stealth, make sure that the item, after you open it, closes again, so it doesn't even look like you went in there, if you want to get oddly specific.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm afraid of with the way the industry is going in AAA development and everything? I can just see, like, right now, a lot of shooters are going for the chest-high wall thing. And I just picture, like, all the stealth games going, like, chest-high darkness, chest-high shadow. Like, the shadow comes through the window, but...
Have you played the last 2 Splinter Cell games? That's what those are.
Yeah, I guess that's true, yeah.
It's
I played
just
Conviction, but I
awesome.
haven't played whatever the hell the next one was.
Blacklist. I just picked it up and I tried to play it. Oh, Jesus Christ! It makes me too mad to play. I can't do it.
Not even a stealth game anymore.
It's more a stealth game than Conviction is, but it's I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like it's the Dishonored problem, right? Like they give you all these cool abilities now, but if I just stealth past everybody, it's not really as fun. It's weird because like the earlier Splinter Cell games, like they do give me a lot of like things to do, and I decide not to use them, but I can use them to my advantage to sneak past people. I don't know. I don't really know what changed there. I think maybe it's the fact that they switched to just like either you're a hidden or you're not hidden, instead of like having like a really big variant of it, and so people could see you partially in shadow and be like, oh, what's that? And try to like sneak over and stuff like that. Because now it's like, oh, well, they never see you, or they see you and they start shooting at you, and it turns into 24 the game.
Yeah, consistency is a pretty big issue in stealth games, in my opinion. I mean, let's take Thief for an example. In Thief 3, you could stand right next to an enemy in a place that was, well, dark, but you could still see. And, well, they... Nobody there,
Yeah.
okay. Let's just go on. And that's always something that kind of pisses me off because I get so panicky. But yeah, it's well, how should I put it? Again, English. Woo! Yeah, the issue is when you talk German all the time, and then you have to go on a podcast right after eating a huge burger,
It was
and your brain is
delicious.
still in, well,
So just say it in German, but sound angry.
I can understand
Okay.
what you're saying in German.
Holzen, Grotzen, Badatschen.
Sounds
God.
like-
There we go. That's what all the Twinstiq reviews of Bloodborne need to be. Like, that's your video review right there.
Just everything in German.
Ich esse die Dünndärme.
Really?
That would be
Tony,
hilarious.
Tony.
I would
I'm
watch
totally
that
okay with
review.
that.
Yeah, no, I totally
Yeah,
would.
that would be great.
Okay, wait a second. I'm gonna make a note of this. Bloodborne German review.
Oh,
Angry
come on.
German.
The angry German review.
I can't say that I don't want to read it or watch it. Like, part of me really wants this now.
Will be done. And
No,
you
I
get
didn't. You did.
subtitles that make no sense at all.
Suddenly, all of our European fans, we go from having 3,000
I'll find
fans to
them.
having 50,000 because, it's in German randomly. Hey, it may not be a bad idea. You know what? Go ahead, do this.
No, I think it would be really funny. Why not?
Yeah.
Not gonna hurt
Okay,
anything. It's not like we won't have like everyone from Twinstiq reviewing Bloodborne anyway.
Nope. Now we are gonna do a quick talk with JC, maybe, about Bloodborne. Since we both are noobs to the Soul series, I think that's something that could be interesting. Then again, with me talking. By the way, your dog is really cute.
Oh. What are
What,
you
is
doing?
it a husky? Oh, it is a husky.
Yeah. Since I haven't
Huskies
played
and I'm in on
Bloodborne,
this.
I'm actually gonna see what she needs and let you guys talk about that. But I'll be right back.
Okay, JC's not here, so. But
JC.
okay, I'm.
I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you. We can talk.
Oh. Really?
I do wanna mention that Co-Carnage raised $11,000 for St. Jude's Fund in his first stream of playing Bloodborne. Fantastic, by the way. Congrats to them. That was a very big donation. I thought it was a really nice idea.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that.
Every death that he had in the game, he did an additional $2.50 for, and in 2.5 days, he had 90 deaths. So, you're going to expect something along those lines.
Yeah, that's something I will not do.
Yeah, that's costly, let's be honest. I don't know if I can afford to pay $6,000 to...
Okay,
Yeah.
you don't have to
My
necessarily
time to
do
death
it.
is now 5 minutes, so.
I can imagine when you actually get to like finishing the game and you just put the controller down, you put the PS4 back in the box. You're like, I'm done. I'm never playing anything again.
Just weep.
Yeah, I don't think I will finish it. At least not if it goes the same as it does for now. I mean, seriously, it took me about 1 hour to get from the second lamp you unlock, or the first one you unlock, in Jarnheim itself, to open the door you can use to get to the boss. And since then, I spent another one and a half hour to make exactly 0 progress. No, wait, I leveled up once, and besides that, I've maybe managed to kill 5 enemies and then die, or I managed to run straight to the boss and die, or I managed to kill 5 enemies, run to the boss and die, or once I've actually started a co-op session, and we had the boss almost down, and then I died, and yeah, I hate this game. I think I'm gonna go in a corner now and weep for a second. Excuse me, guys.
Yeah, that game, that whole series just does not seem like the type of series that I could play. My father actually, I think had a think it was a stroke or something like that from playing Rock Band. And now he tells me this secondhand, so God knows. But like that's in my blood. I mean, near dying over raging in video games is something that can happen. I feel like I'm all alone. What happened? Where did everybody go? I got 2 mutes, and then Dr. S just left. Am I just carrying this podcast by myself now?
I'm not leaving you, man.
Awesome, welcome back. I was talking to myself here for a second.
I
It's
heard.
going to be a really weird section of the podcast.
It's okay. That happens sometimes. You just gotta do what you do. You just start going. Oh, all right, we're just gonna have the Twinstiq radio session here.
Oh, a new hat.
This is gonna be my feature for the podcast. Every time a
Just
new hat.
keep changing out hats. It's like me when I play a Bethesda game. That's all I do is collect hats. It's like my one objective is like everything in the game.
Let me see. I got to get a closer look at this hat. Oh my God. That is awesome.
Yeah, I got it from Berlin.
Okay.
Is that from something? Or how did you get that hat? How did you come across that hat?
Street vendor at Berlin, in Berlin.
That's just a hat people wear there? I mean,
I have an Ushanka, so it's not that bad. The first time I actually wore it out, I have a black Ushanka that's got that same symbol on the front of it. I had 3 old people stare at me like I was like straight from Russia. Not
You
to be
can't
completely-
just drop the word Ushanka and expect people to know what the hell that is. What are you talking about?
Ushanka, okay, basically, do you know it's a military hat that Russians wear, and in Russia, black is for standard military, white is for either Air Force or Navy. Don't quote me on this, but it's basically a military version of a very furry hat. And
Oh, it's
wear
these
them.
things.
Yes!
I googled it.
You Googled it. Yeah, Google Ushanka, Ushanka.
The only time I've worn one of these things was in Hitman 2: Silent Assassins.
Well, yeah,
Go
no,
play it. Good stealth game.
Oh, Cody's
Tying
getting
your
pissed.
goddamn hat rambling right back into the topic of the show. Look at me.
you know what? I'm very proud of you right now. Bonus points to you. But yeah, no, I your hat is fantastic right now. I just can't get over this.
It
Yeah,
does
it
kinda
doesn't
look
sit
like
perfectly
it's
well
Ushanka.
with my headphones on.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that you still have those on. I was
yeah,
like,
it doesn't
how-
look entirely comfortable with all that
Oh,
going
doing
on.
it live. I kind of want to wear something and not feel out of place now.
But
I
yeah,
know,
Cody, Cody and Billy are the only decent people on this podcast. Me and Trisha are only here for chaos and destruction.
Oh, yes, completely. That is my middle
Well,
name.
you need to have that to keep me from boring the hell out of all our audience. So there you go.
What's
Well,
life
let's
if
see
you
about
can't
the
laugh a
audience.
little bit? That's
But,
how I've grown up.
Let's do something actually useful, or something that has to be done. Let's do the giveaway draw. Woo!
I
We
feel
had
like we have
a
a-
staggering amount of 5 people. So, wait a second.
I feel like we should
Okay,
have a
who-
Muppet. Like just
A Muppet?
Really?
We probably should have like posted this live broadcast on the website. Huh?
I don't think they
It's
miss
a little late
anything.
now. I can't do all this.
Yeah, we've already been here for an hour, so.
What? An hour? Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Who is actually recording now?
I am.
Okay,
I was gonna laugh
click
until
on.
he said anything.
I know. Here, I'll send you the YouTube link.
And so this is random.org, where we will do the drawing. Can everybody see it? Yep. Looks so. Okay. And here we have our site. So the first entry is Chris Harris. He will get number 1, and Dante G will get the number 5. And now I click on Get Numbers, and the winner is number 3. And 3 is Chris Harris and Surai. Yeah. And I just realized that I completely fucked it up because it's not actually 5 people, but 6.
I just want to let all of you know again, this is the guy that runs.
If it was number 6, you would have to give everyone a copy. That's what would have had to happen.
Okay, let's do this again, and Surai will get a condolation prize if he doesn't win again. And it's number 6, of course it is. Okay, both win a copy of Jazzpunk because I fucked up. Congratulations.
These numbers things, it doesn't work.
Ugh.
Crap.
And this is how you lose all respect from your coworkers.
Wait, we had respect? No, I'm kidding. Kidding.
Whoa, whoa.
So mean.
Hey!
I started it.
I made him laugh. I'm off the hook. He's still laughing. I still win.
I was laughing about myself actually, but
Aw.
sure, Trisha.
Aw.
Ooh.
So mean.
All the pain and suffering you put me through.
And you keep coming back for more.
Give it like 3 weeks to a month, and he'll have gray hair just coming in everywhere.
Oh, it's already started, yeah. I have, since I started Twinstiq, I found 3 gray hairs on my beard.
Just in the beard. Nothing up top or anything yet?
No, I'm losing hair on top. That's... But yeah.
Just be thankful you had hair there to lose. I haven't had hair there since I was like 15. That's genetics for you.
Yeah, that sucks.
No, I mean it doesn't recede at all. Like that's just at 15 it all fell out and then that was it. That's what I'll be until I die.
You turned 15, but in reality you turned like 65.
That's how it feels sometimes. They say
you
you're
should
only
agree with that.
They say you're only as old as you feel, so I'm like 85, 86, somewhere around there.
Yeah, should we talk about another topic, or should we call it a day?
Why are you laughing?
Because this is a complete mess.
I don't think it's that bad.
That's the best podcast.
I kid you not, guys. None of us were drinking before this. I can't well... Your face just went, shit, I'm caught.
That's true.
It got really quiet.
I don't know. We could go through
Tom's
just
gone.
some stealth games and talk about each one of them individually, or we could just talk about Twinstiq in general, or we could start wrapping it up. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah, let's
I'd
talk
say
about
let's put it-
Twinstiq in general.
Okay.
So, if you are listening to this, you probably follow what we are doing on a regular basis, and so you already know that there is now non-stick. But since we also have people like Trisha on here who probably don't know that non-stick exists, hey Trisha, we have now
Wait a
non-stick.
I know just because I had to work today doesn't mean I don't catch up on things, alright?
You're
Not
the
even
audience
fair.
member. You are the anchor to the plot of our movie here. You're the example. Come on. Deal with the times.
Alright, I'm sorry, what is this non-stick that you were talking about?
Well, on non-stick you can find non-gaming related stuff like Genesis, I Can Dance. Yep, that's great.
I'll probably be doing some sort of PC builds and or some tech reviews on there. I would love to do that, by the way.
Cool.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
That's some nerd shit that fits the bill. Perfect.
You're damn right it is.
You can also expect somebody ranting about comics.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
besides that, you will now also find YouTube and more right next to Nonstick. If you click on YouTube and more, you will be forwarded to our YouTube channel. That's something I probably should change. Steam Group is our newly founded Steam group on Steam where you can Steam with all your Steam. And then we have a Twitch link where you can watch mostly Billy play stuff. Cody, sorry. No, Billy.
Yes.
I'm
Just Billy.
confused.
None of myself. We're just gonna watch Billy every day.
Oh, right, Trisha, you are streaming, but not
I
on our
do.
Twitch channel.
I do switch. I stream on my own personal one. If I can link it, doesn't matter. I'm going to be doing a ton of PlayStation 4 streaming. In the next couple of weeks, I not to make it about me, but I graduate this spring. I found out that I have my last 2 classes in spring, so after that, I will be basically just working full time, and I'll be able to stream every evening.
Nice.
So I'm going to be doing a lot of like heists on Grand Theft Auto. I'm going to be doing a lot of Evolve, just multiplayer games that people can join in randomly. And I absolutely love the fact because if like how Joystick used to do the Don't Starve jump-ins, like me and Grey Wolf, we remember. I actually was playing with Joystick at one point in time, burning down villages, and they thought it was Andrew that was for Joystick. But besides the point, it'll be things like that where it'll be multiplayer games where people can join in with me. And I mean, I invite you guys if you ever see me on. My PlayStation Network name is Tis Knight with a K, like a suit of armor knight. I feel like I have to enunciate that. And then I'm Javert Your Eyes on Steam. I mean, if you guys ever see me on it, I'm more than welcome to play with you guys. I have no problem with it.
Sweet.
Yeah. And we also are now Steam curators, so if you look for White Knight, you will find us as the whole, that's stupid, as the only curator, which is great. We are now prominently featured on one of the biggest survival stealth zombie, monster games. I didn't do the review.
Which one is that?
On Steam, White Knight. Who was that? Was that you, Billy?
White Knight? Oh, no, that wasn't me.
I think it was William. Right. Yep, William Sierra was it. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll have to just add some more of those to games that we enjoy.
Yeah, I've already started doing a couple of them. It's fun.
So, join the Steam Twinstiq group and join the curator list. That's what I wanted to say.
Sweet. This was fun. We should do it again.
Yes. Though next time it might behoove us to have like a game or something kind of going. Something happening other than, you know.
Hey, you got 4 of us here in one
masks.
place together.
Yeah, I mean, that's having 4 people.
That's the start, right?
Yeah. It was definitely fun. I mean, I had a blast.
He's over there like sharpening sticks that he's gonna poke us all with next time. I had a blast thinking of ways how to kill you. No.
Yeah, I'm feeling sorry for Cody and everyone who was watching this.
Why am I singled out there? I don't know. What did I do?
Oh, you're the normal one.
I actually
You're the
wanted to talk about stealth games, so.
That's true. I'm like the only one here who actually likes stealth.
I don't hate it, but I'm just not a huge fan.
Yeah, that's fair.
He only
Mm.
slightly
Not too many
dislikes
I
people.
it.
mean, I love Metal Gear Solid, but the stealth part in it. Yeah.
Is it not as bad if I say slightly dislike instead of hate and or doesn't play it? I only slightly dislike this genre.
I don't know. Not one of your favorite genres like me, so it's still kind of different. But hey, take what I can get.
Don't get me started on zombies. That's my opinion.
I dislike The Last of Us, so I feel.
Oh, what?
I know. Yeah, that's a topic for another day, though.
Yeah, but you can't spoil anything yet because I just started playing it on PS4.
Oh, have fun with that,
Okay.
by the
Well,
way.
don't worry, because everything you think's gonna happen happens.
Oh,
They warn you, don't take, if you're trying to walk somewhere, don't take more than 8 steps. If you hit 10, you're dead. Before,
Jesus,
like,
what?
yeah,
What are you talking about?
Last of Us you die quite a bit in.
Okay. I just came from Bloodborne. I don't know what you're talking about.
I played Last of Us. I died, like, just by taking a step out from behind a car. I mean, the rule of thumb is like 8 steps in that game and then start hiding for a little while.
Yeah, a lot of my friends had issues playing through that game too. I was like, I just stealth past people, dude. Like you go from one end of the level to the other, and then you go to the next level and do it again. I don't know what's so hard here. I don't know what's going on.
So you're saying it's a stealth game? Damn.
It can be. You could also shoot at people, but so you're supposed to be limited on ammo. But I don't know. I never had an ammo issue in the game, probably because I stealthed a lot.
This guy's a
Now
master
you're pretty
tactician
much
at games.
dead instantly if you
I'm
don't stealth.
not the master tactician in games. I've just played a lot of stealth games, and I like stealth. And so if they give me the option to sneak past people, I'll do that because I think it's funny when the guards don't do their job well.
I'm
Oh,
thinking
I
tomorrow at some point just to go stealth, 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 stealth to stealth, 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 stealth. Just a random conversation.
I actually have a topic we could talk about for a couple of minutes. Cody, you are working on a game, and you can totally advertise this game now.
You're gonna talk about that, huh? Yeah, it's a student-made game. It's a student-made game, so keep that in mind. I'll link it in here for you guys. It is a family-friendly first-person shooter where no one dies. How is no one going to die in a first-person shooter, you may ask? I'll tell you how. It's Team Fortress meets Red Rover. Red Rover being the children's game where one team, as they do better, gains members of the other team. And it works the same way here in Hormone Hysteria. You are on either a team of boys or a team of girls, and you shoot each other with your respected hormones, that either being estrogen or testosterone. And once one member of the opposite team is filled with hormone, they switch on to your team and fight for you.
So, who came up with the idea for this?
I did.
And why did you do this?
Well, Chico State Game Studios is the student-run game development actual game studio inside of Chico State. In our capstone class for our game development program, and I worked my way up real hard to become a director. And this is one of the games I pitched to our producer/teacher, and that's what he approved and what we made. I've always really liked shooters, and I had this cool idea to kind of change the core mechanic of a first-person shooter. And after doing some paper prototyping and testing to see if it actually worked with players, everyone seemed to really like the fact that once the game's over, everyone's on the winning team. So you can't ever really lose in the game. So it became a pretty big hit with the classrooms, and so we started making electronic prototypes, and eventually it ended up finishing the game this semester.
That's awesome.
And why is it males and females?
Well, I was trying to think of different ways we could incorporate the Red Rover theme, and I obviously everyone goes to, we'll just do a red team versus a blue team, but I kind of wanted to differentiate the game a lot more from other shooters than just it having a different core mechanic. Otherwise, because a one-trick pony does not a video game make. So I decided to go with a different theme that I haven't seen in a first-person shooter, that being girls versus boys. But I didn't want to stretch on that at all. They're they both do the same amount of damage. They're both equal in height and speed and all that. It's just kind of brings it down to like a children's level. Like, oh, I don't want to be on the girls' team, or I don't want to be on the boys' team, and like you're randomly assigned a gender when you play. So like if you have 8 people, then 4 people are automatically just assigned, oh, you're a girl for this game, or you're a boy for this game, until you're switched, so it doesn't really matter.
But we all know that women don't play games. Shut up, Trisha.
I'm staying out of this. Staying out of it. Not doing it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I hate to remind you that at the beginning of this, I was not only playing a video game.
The only one of us who was actually playing a video game.
Hey, I'm winning at this point.
That was all pre-recorded footage she downloaded from YouTube.
Yeah, and in reality it was a guy playing.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so now this is a question that is going to be asked eventually, and I don't know if you've thought about it or anything.
Oh, I'm sure I've been asked it already.
Yeah, the gender changing in the game. It's going to be a hot button issue that comes up as people play this and as it gets out there. Was that on purpose? Like, is there a message for that, or was that just random? It just happened.
So when I thought of it, I obviously thought that we could start doing a message for this, but I thought, why waste the fact that I have a first-person shooter where no one dies on an adult-themed game? So I decided to keep it as family-friendly as possible, to keep it open to both more demographics, and if people want to ask that question on their own, they obviously can. No one's going to censor discussion around here. But I just wanted to make the game as fun as possible, and getting you down to the children's level of boys as girls kind of sets the mood and the theme for the game. Yeah, the tone of the game.
Okay. That's a good answer, sir. You've been asked that before, haven't you? Or you've at least thought about that.
When you start prototyping a game over 2 years ago, you kind of run into every question possible.
Yeah.
We had so many titles and jokes throughout the development of this that I probably shouldn't say on the internet. Most of them made by our female developers, by the way, internet. So don't get too mad about it.
Okay, and when is it coming out? On what platform is it coming out?
You can actually play it right now. I'll put a link up probably in my Twinstiq profile not too long. I have some things to update on it first, but the link's up online already. It'll be on PC. It looks like I will be able to get it running in browser as well, and it'll also be on the Ouya. Maybe. If I care enough.
Thank you. Please, thank you.
There's a story behind that, but that's up to you whether or not you want to hear it.
Go at it. I want to hear this. You have me by the seat of my chair right now.
Okay. So Chico State Game Studios, when it was first formed about 20 years ago, they never really made their own games. They kind of just made mods for like Quake and eventually like Unreal Tournament and stuff like that. And then they started making HD games that they never finished because as students we are very overambitious and set too high goals and don't know how video game development works. And so they started switching to making smaller games because mobile games became very popular, and so we started making 2 games a semester instead of 1 game over a long period of time. And that's when I became a director. I had to pitch mobile game ideas, and I did, along with this game. And he goes, well, this doesn't really seem like you could work on a phone. And I go, no. So and I said it would be for Ouya, and he goes, well, why the hell is anyone going to put it on Ouya? I convinced him that the mobile market's oversaturated because, no shit, it is. And that if Chico State Studios actually wants to get some attention, they should probably look at a market that's not oversaturated and that could
Like
probably put anything on and dust would fly and people would see as long as you had a good idea, and I thought we did. And so he told me, give me a proof of concept, and if it works, then we'll take it from there.
Nice. Well, and your idea has been proven to be successful with things like Towerfall. I mean, the idea that you launch on Ouya, and yeah, there's not that big an audience on Ouya, let's be honest, but there's also not that many developers on Ouya. So when you come out with something that's completely interesting, unique, suddenly you get people clamoring for, hey, bring it to PC, bring it to Xbox Live, bring it to PlayStation Network.
Yeah, and when I pitched the idea, there were 500 games on Ouya at this time last year, and now there's over 1,000. So I don't know if people are just figured out how to get their APKs working, because it probably does take a year to do that. I've been messing around with that. Jesus. Not well documented. Ouya, fix your shit. But
Do they
I don't
still
know.
have the Frida
There's
Games
on it.
fund? Is this
I'm sorry?
still a thing? The Frida Games. Frida Games, they did the
Oh.
Kickstarter thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. For someone
Okay.
who pitched to make a game for Oya, I didn't really do much research on it. I've heard of Free the Games. I haven't kept up with it though.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other questions about hormone hysteria? You guys got the link there. Or you need an even number of players to play it because you can't have more boys than girls or girls than boys because testing showed that it causes some bad jokes.
So in the end, everybody is on the same team, on the winning team. How long does an average match take? Like, are you going to be the last person standing for like 20 minutes, like raging that there's no hope for you winning this match?
So our maps aren't Battlefield, thankfully. They're not big enough to like hide from everyone for too long of a time, and the average game is about 10, maybe even 8 minutes. We do have a 15-minute timer on any match, and so if everyone's still not on the same team by the time the timer ends, it just says, "Hey, look, the match ended," and then it shows how many girls and boys there are and how many points you earned.
Is there a transgender option?
If there's like 16 players on the map, is when the game actually goes the fastest because everyone's just running into each other, shooting each other, and healing each other, and it's pretty unorganized and just completely chaotic. Everyone just ends up on one team super fast. When you have 4 players, it can actually last a little bit longer because people are a lot more tactical because every shot matters a lot more and stuff like that.
Now,
When playtesting, did you find certain people who actually tried to be on one of the sides, people who only wanted to play as males or females?
Yeah, we definitely had some suicide runners who would just dodge into the other team and just be like, "Oh look, I'm a dude now, haha." But you don't actually get any points unless you contribute to your team.
Okay.
So, yeah. So
Okay.
unless you're healing team members or shooting at opposite team members, you're not going to get any a good score at the end. And just having a score incentivizes players enough to do that for some reason. Because as soon as we added that in, everyone stopped doing it. It was like they cared way more about having higher points than being. It's just a weird thing that players did, I guess.
Or having a dick.
now here's a question for you. You mentioned healing. Since you're shooting hormones at the enemy team to convert them to your gender, are you using the exact same weapon to heal your teammates by pumping them full of more of your hormones?
Yeah, both because we're students and we don't have a lot of programmers, and we wanted a simple game. You only get one weapon, and it's just depending on what team you are, it either fires estrogen or testosterone. And so if the girls have injured Tom down to like half health, if I shoot him with my testosterone gun, then he will gain some health, and I can keep shooting him to heal him up. And same goes for the girls, obviously. They can heal each other with estrogen. But that does damage to the opposite team.
About the gunplay and the main mechanics, what game would you say is closest to it? Unreal or?
Probably TF2.
Okay.
It's a little bit slower than that at places, but I'd say the character controller feels more like that. Yeah, we've got the standard, like if you strafe, you move just slightly faster kind of thing and stuff like that. So like if you want to jump the hidden ledges, you have to actually strafe and jump at the perfect time to get there.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds cool. Maybe we should do a Twinstiq session for this.
I'd be very interested to see how our netcode works over the ocean, because I doubt it would work very well. So I'd like to see that.
So I can be the destructive force again. Perfect.
Yeah. It gives me another excuse to yell at my programming lead, so that'll be fun.
That's just practice for, real world. You gotta be able to yell at people.
Some guy in the mountains can play it. Ah. Give me another year and another 50k.
Tibetan monk just emailed me. Why can't I play my game? Or play this game? I didn't even know you had a computer.
Trish, what are your thoughts on hormone hysteria? Any thoughts?
You know, honestly,
Because you've been real quiet about it, and I wonder if there's like.
I have been real quiet of it. I'm trying to digest the information, if you will. No, I think it's actually really neat that you guys came up with an original idea. It takes some thought into the process, and I congratulate you for that. The big thing is I'm a little confused when it comes to shooting with estrogen and or testosterone. But it's a concept. Every game has a concept, and people are gonna play it no matter what to at least try it. Till I physically can see or play and get a grip on what's actually happening. It's for right now. It's one of those things I'd like to try.
I can run it right now.
Do it. I want to see it.
I'll be playing both screens, but hey.
You know.
I could play with you actually.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll
do the first over-screen test of hormone hysteria live on the Twinstiq podcast.
Hell yeah. Question is, where did I actually put it?
What did I do with
there
that
it is.
thing?
There it is.
No open rooms.
Oh, are you in?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Here, I'll make a room. Are you gonna play too, Trish? Should I go 4 players?
I'm downloading it right now. Yes.
All right, then I'll go 4 players. We'll go on a map
Oh.
that lets people's heads.
Oh, he's getting
okay,
all
now
excited.
muted.
Look, he's getting all excited now.
The other thing that's in this game that I didn't talk about is inverted levels. So not only do you spawn on the opposite side of the map, but you also spawn with opposite gravities. That's because the ceiling and the floor are one and the same. You have to use jump pads to jump to the other side of the map. This was, again, trying to not have a one-trick pony kind of game, so we came up with a really weird level design concept of what if once you reach the certain point the gravity flips the opposite direction, suddenly you're falling to the floor. You'll see when you're in the game, it makes a little bit more sense. So the room I opened up is called the cockpit.
I have a bug report. Oh no, mouse isn't working.
Yep, I got 2 people here. Yeah, mouse doesn't work because it was for Oya,
yeah.
so we didn't ever
Yeah.
code it. I know. It was originally going to be an Oya exclusive, so there was no point in doing mouse controls. Unfortunately.
Took me a second to figure that out. I was like, wait a second. So how do you turn and look in this game with no mouse? Arrow
Oh
key?
no, in game it all works fine.
Oh, okay.
It's just the menus don't have mouse control. Sorry.
Okay. I was like, this is gonna be a really awkward first-person shooter. I haven't played one like that since like Doom.
There we go.
I really like the idea of the gun that can heal also doing damage to the enemy. Because one of the things I hated about Team Fortress 2, like you're the medic, and you never feel. I mean, you're entirely helpful. Don't get me wrong. There's an entire use for it, but you never feel as powerful as anybody else. Like in any game, you're the medic. You never feel quite as useful. Well, not useful, I guess, but dangerous as others. Unless you're my wife playing TF2 as the medic, she'll throw down her medic gun, just pull out her bone saw, and you should see people freak out when they come around the corner and she just whips that thing out and starts chasing them. It's pretty funny.
That's awesome.
So I have a slight problem. I go to run it. However, it's not letting me actually, like, it's getting into the game, it's playing the music, but after that it's
Cursor
not.
buttons and enter.
What?
Use the cursor buttons. It doesn't support mouse.
Hit enter. It's not. The menus don't have mouse. You have to hit enter. No, because we didn't have time to make an options menu.
Okay.
I know. We're student game.
It's fine.
It's just gonna keep saying it.
I have sound settings. That's fine.
Your wallpaper is awesome, Cody.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have a cycle of various KOTOR and Star Wars related things.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're in game. Yeah.
I'm purple.
Of course, I'm a female.
Of course. Yeah, that's how we discriminate in this game. So yeah, if you look up, you can see the other players and stuff like that.
God.
Yep. Follow me. We're gonna go to the jump pads. Where are you at?
No.
Oh, I hit someone.
Oh yeah, there's power.
No idea
ups,
what
too.
that is, but I got a power up.
Oh, I see you, you son of. Oh my God. You're above me.
Whoa!
Oh, there.
Oh my god, someone also has the speed boost power up.
Ooh.
I'm shooting at who I feel like is Trish. It's just a guess.
Got the volume turned off. Oh, no. I failed.
Oh God, you guys are all guys now. This is a
Boom!
And
There it
I
is.
won. Headshots.
Wow, that
too,
actually
okay.
works over
Oh,
not
350.
land well-ish. So yeah, that's Hormone Hysteria.
well done.
Wait, a new room. Another one.
He's like, I gotta do it again. I gotta do it again.
I'm totally okay with that. Are you making a room or am I making a room?
You make one.
Okay.
I'm just going back and forth on the keypad. I like the little.
We'll do a different map. This one's
Okay.
also inverted. This is Womb with a View.
I'm sorry, womb with a view?
These all have great, fantastic names, don't they?
Yeah, they kind of remind
That
me
is
a bit
that
of
is thanks
Binding of
to
Isaac.
Cody with a K, one of our programmers. He had some very interesting names for rooms.
Did he perchance play Binding of Isaac?
Yes.
Yes, he did. He also saw Tommy Wiseau's The Room
Oh,
shortly while making these as well. All right, we're in another one. If the look sensitivity is too high for you, you can use the number pads 0 and 9. Will change
Ah!
the look sensitivity for you.
Oh my God, hitting the jump pads is insane.
I mean, you don't want to get over there slowly, do you?
I can't tell if you're shooting behind me or someone's shooting at me.
Where are they? Did they go to our side?
No.
I feel like they went to our side. Yeah, they did.
No.
What's
oh,
up?
Oh God.
I made this game. You can't escape me.
Ah! Wait, oh, that's you. I'm shooting.
Oh, Trisha's streaming too. Okay, screen peeking will be a little bit helpful now.
Oh, this is showing on mine. Boop. Oh, I got there.
Oh god.
I hear pew pewing.
Boys, where are you at? I need help.
You need some backup. Friend.
Instantly regretting
wait,
that I can't
come
kill
on, no.
myself.
Who's on my team? Who's the green one?
Me!
You?
I need health.
I need to heal you. I saw you run past me.
Oh
But
god! There's girls
no.
coming after me!
Oh god.
Where are you?
I'm
Tell me
down
where you
in
are.
that corner where you were. Oh,
Okay, well I'm on the girls' side now.
Guy now.
you got a teammate. Heal me up.
Oh!
Oh no, I got girl.
I'm a guy now.
Heal me, girl.
Where are you?
You're healed.
I know. Well, not all the way. Shoot me more.
I'm
That's
shooting
me.
you as hard as I
You're
can.
shooting me. That's not him.
There's someone here, and they're just pointing at me.
Who are you? Which girl? Who is the girl here?
I'm definitely a girl.
Okay.
That's why he's being so quiet over there. He's
Damn
hiding.
it, Tom.
Oh.
Oh, there
Found
he
him.
is.
Oh,
There he is.
boys, they're both here. No.
Yeah.
How
Okay.
did we not win?
Let me
Wait,
kill you then.
Oh, there's still a girl.
Oh, God.
Oh no! What? Hacks.
Come here.
I can't change this many times. God damn it.
Oh God, I'm a guy again.
Oh, I'm a girl.
Boom.
No, I don't want to. Oh, no.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
11 headshots. and almost 2,000 points, I guess.
Yeah, you probably win. I only got 3 headshots. All right, I think that's good. We good?
Yeah, we're good.
I'm good,
Everyone's there.
Yeah. That was really fun, though.
Sweet. Glad you liked it.
Hey, thanks for making it.
You're welcome. Totally did it just for you. Anyway, yeah, that's the Twinstiq podcast, right? Or we got anything else we want to do?
No, but let's do a sign off.
I have one more thing. I mean, I will announce it on the homepage itself, but since it's Saturday, at least in America, we have another giveaway. This time, it is, wait a second, it is Tesla Effect, a Tex Murphy adventure. And to win Tesla Effect, a Tex Murphy adventure, all you have to do is join our fantastic Steam group, and then I will draw one person. Next time, only one, I promise. Okay, that's it. So, Billy, no different direction this time. Me. Yeah, you can find me on Twinstiq sometimes, and on Twitter at Dr_Strangefun. Trisha, where can people find you?
You can find me on Steam at Java at Your Eyes. You can also find me on Twinstiq and on Twitch at A Lonely Hawk.
Okay, Cody, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twinstiq. I'll be posting stuff hopefully a little more often than usual in the near future. You can find me on Twitter at Yoda0VGS, and you can find Hormone Hysteria once again on Sugar Game Studios homepage.
Okay, and Billy, yeah, sure, why not? Where can people find you?
You can include me too. Okay, so you can find me on Steam at Pixelated Zen, on Twitter at Amontoth, and then mostly now just doing Twinstiq. I had a YouTube channel for a while, Pixelated Zen, but devoting all of my video energy to Twinstiq now. So.
Yeah, if you haven't watched any of the video reviews, you should definitely do that.
They're all
Lots
very
of love.
professional. They're very good.
Thank you.
Yep.
I appreciate that. Provide feedback. Most important thing. We want to make things
right.
the fans want to watch.
Next
More
time,
cowbell.
can you be shirtless eating a plate of bacon?
I can, but
I think the cowbell's more
audience might
reasonable.
skew.
Go with mine.
And can we have a cougar in it?
It's gonna be difficult. There
Where's
might only
Andrew?
be one of those
Where's Andrew?
You got a
videos.
copy of Red Dead, right? There's cougars all up in there.
Oh, come on.
But yeah, thanks for joining us on this inaugural podcast. It was certainly something.
That it was.
Yeah.
Certainly wasn't.
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
Oh yes.
Let's
It wasn't
stop.
very informative though. But hey, that's Twinstiq for you. The place where we give Bloodborne negative review scores.